And there's one more thing I'd like to talk about, and that's Epsom salts. And Epsom salts is magnesium sulfate. And magnesium is a muscle relaxant. So if someone's stressed out, sore muscles, can't sleep, they can have a Epsom salts bath before they go to bed. Even put a couple of cups of Epsom salts in a hot bath. And remember, it does three things. It relaxes the muscles, and you might do it for aching muscles, you might do it for if you're stressed, and you might do it if you can't sleep, because magnesium and moist heat relax the muscles. But what a lot of people don't know is you can use Epsom salts for a burn. It's one of the best things to use for a burn. You can use grated potato for a burn. You can use aloe vera for a burn. They're both excellent, but you can also use a saturated solution of Epsom salts. Now, how you get a saturated solution of Epsom salts? Let's say you've got this half a glass of water. Put a teaspoon of Epsom salts in and stir it. It'll dissolve. Because magnesium is a water-hungry molecule, remember? So you put that magnesium in and it'll dissolve into the water. Put another teaspoon in, mix it. Put another teaspoon in, mix it. And you keep doing that till it won't dissolve anymore. You now have a saturated solution of Epsom salts. One lady said she always has a jar in her fridge. Now, my husband was whippersnippering one morning. This is just as the program's starting. And he came running in, and I could see by the look of his face he's done something really bad. Because he's always scratching or hurting himself, but, he doesn't do anything about it. For him to come to me, it's really bad. What he'd done is he'd touched the almost red-hot exhaust on the, part on the whippersnipper, and he'd burnt these 3 fingers. Now, how sensitive are our fingers? And his face was white, and he was just holding his finger. Now, we were busy making beds. I think one lot of guests had gone out, the other lot were about to come in, so we were busy. So I got a bowl of water and I put his hand in it, and then I put a few teaspoons of Epsom salts. I just said, just keep it in there, and I went and made another bed, came back, dissolved, put a few more teaspoons in and told him to mix it. And he said, it'll be right now, and he went to go, and then he came running back and put it in. And as I saw later, he had burnt several layers of skin. It was a very bad burn. Anyway, he said, I've got to get back to whippersnippering. So what I did, because I now had a saturated solution, I got some cloths, say just like this. So don't throw out your old tea towels and your old towels, your old sheets. Save them for your poultice box. And I soaked it in the Epsom salt solution. I didn't squeeze it right out. I kept it quite moist, not quite dripping, and I put it over every finger, and then I put Glad wrap and taped it, and I put that on every finger, and the pain came back, but only about 10% of the pain. By doing, in the bowl of water, no pain at all. But only about 10% of the pain came back, so he could endure that. And then he went back to work. Now, at lunchtime, when he came and sat with me and we ate with the guests, he was just saying, miracle, this is a miracle. He couldn't believe it, how it had stopped the pain. It's quite incredible. He had very bad burns, and they were lightly blistered, but often it won't even blister, but he had gone through just about every layer. So what I had to do after that, I just taped... because it's very hard to wrap Michael up because he just wants to get going. But I just put aloe vera. I just cut a leaf and I spliced it down the middle and just taped a hunk of aloe vera to each finger because he now had raw flesh. And of course, your skin is a protection. So if you ever break that skin or open it, you've got to put something on to protect it. Aloe vera has a growth stimulant in it. And if you cut an aloe vera leaf in half off the plant, you come back a few hours later, it's grown a skin. Have you seen that? That's because it has a growth stimulant. So you can use it internally like slippery elm for irritable bowel, and you can also use it externally for any wounds, for burns. It's excellent for that, and it helped to grow that skin very, very quickly. And I wouldn't be surprised if a doctor had seen those raw flesh, they would have suggested a skin graft. But the aloe vera grew that skin beautifully, and there's not even a sign of it now. Could I have put aloe vera straight on it? Well, I could have, but he was in such pain, we just immediately put it in water and the Epsom salts, and it was just there, so that was handy. So sometimes you won't have aloe vera, but you've got the Epsom salts. And sometimes you won't have Epsom salts, but you'll have aloe vera. So it's, as you can see by what I've shown you tonight, there's a whole lot of bits and pieces you can do, and so sometimes it depends on just what you've got available. And that's why in a crisis, students, you need that poultice box. And I hope every home has got an aloe vera plant. It's good to have these bits and pieces.